yours on what we do for science. So that's what this whole video is all about. On my site, I have everything that we do for schooling. We have all the basics. We cover English, math, and writing, and then I also have spelling on there as well, and I also have vocabulary words, and then I do have an elementary history and a high school history curriculum that we use. I want to say curriculum, but it's just course, I guess is the word, because we go and get videos and books from the library, and then we supplement them with other worksheets and things like that. But science was something I never have done because I'm just not gifted in the area of science, and it's not something that interests me. So it's been one of those things that I've just given my children videos and different resources to learn on their own. But this year I decided to put something together so that we can sit down together and learn some things. So this is what we're doing this year. What I did when I first started figuring out what I was going to do for their science, I went and looked up Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I looked up which videos our library has, because I knew that he explained things in depth in ways that my children can understand him. So I went and saw the different videos that our library has. We chose like rocks and minerals, the Earth's layers, we did weather, storms, space. I'm trying to think the other ones we did. The water cycle, things like that. I know we have more still. And so what I did was I got those videos, and then I went online and did a Google search for Bill Nye the Science Guy, storms practice test, or Bill Nye the Science Guy storm worksheet. And then I was able to find other people that did worksheets, and they were PDFs, and I was able to print them off. And so what I did was I got quizzes. As they watched the movie, they answered the quizzes, and then they had some other worksheets that went with it that were free that I found online. So then what I did is I went and typed in, like we did rocks and minerals for one of them. So then I just typed in children education, rocks and minerals. And so then I started finding like science websites where people wrote and explained everything in depth. So I copied and pasted everything into a WordPad document, and then I printed it off and put it like in a binder. So I can't share that because it's their work, not mine. But so we'll start out and we'll read about rocks and minerals, and then we'll read about a bunch of things, and there'll be some pictures that I printed off as well from the website, and then we'll watch the Bill Nye the Science Guy video that explains it way more in depth, and then they'll answer the questions with the quiz with that. And so I put all that into my binder here. And so I have it all labeled. At the top I have the day that we're doing school, like where is groundwater. So this was somebody's website that I copied and pasted, and this was all my own, so I can't share that. And then we would do, I also found, I just realized there's lap books on here. So here's dropping it all here. Here's the Bill Nye the Science Guy. After groundwater, here's Watch Bill Nye the Science Guy Oceanography. So we watched that, and this was a true and false test that I found online, and it had the answers, and so I printed that off, and then I give that to my children. There's vocabulary words that go with it as well, and then that would be out for that. And then I looked and found lap books as well. So there was couple websites. If you type in ocean lap books, there'll be tons of free ones on there as well. So there's lots out there for you. You just have to do a little bit of looking, and that's what I did myself because I'm just not gifted in that to be able to write that. So I had to borrow from other people. So I did those lap books for that. That was another thing that we did. Okay, so then another resource that we did was we'll watch documentaries. So over the years, my husband and I love to watch documentaries at night in bed, and that's one of the things we enjoy watching. And so I remembered a few, like I know there's one called Bag It, and it's all about the plastic bags in our world that we use way too much of. So they'll watch that, and then we'll talk about it. And then there was one, Is Your Life Too Plastic? It's all about the plastics that we use. And so there's just so much, there's a lot of good documentaries. I think there's a website, documentaries.com maybe, I don't know, something like that. If you type in documentary search or documentary videos, there's a site that has all of them listed on there, and you can look and see, and then see what your library has. And so that's what we do a lot of, because those are so informative, because they're always like third person point of views on weather or plastic or different controversial subjects, and so it gives your children another viewpoint of looking at things instead of what the government wants us to know. So we do that. And then something else we do is the Jonathan Park series. Another thing we use is Jonathan Park series. I bought these on the Vision Forum website when they were in circulation, but they are no longer in circulation, so you can't purchase them. But I bought them. These our library has as well. But when I got them, they're awesome because they're audio series. It's way better than the Adventures in Odyssey, because they're like real life adventures, but they go through and they explain the scientific part of it. And so mine came with a study guide. You can purchase these separate for like $7 or $8, but I was able to get them when they first came out and just get them for free. And these are packed full of so much information, so much that I had no idea about. So each video that or audio CD that they listen to, we can come in here and read a whole story on that goes way more in depth. So this talks a lot about like the creation point of view, and it gives you the whole scientific basis of it, because I don't know much about that, and so it's very cool to see the evidence and things from that. So this is probably my most favorite because it gives us so much information. And so we have 1, 2, 3, we have 6 of these. I think that's all we have, 6 of them. And then our library has way more. And so I looked up our library and I saw that they have like ones on Jonathan Park Goes to the Zoo, things like that. And so it has a lot of different animals and things that we can watch. And so we'll be renting those from our library, listening to those towards the end of the year. And so usually we'll do a couple pages of reading. Maybe one day we'll do videos, one day we'll do the worksheets, and then one day they're required to listen to 1 disc or 2 of the programs, things like that. And then we'll come back and talk about it later that day. And then I'm trying to think what else. There was I also went to pureflix.com and I looked through all their creation videos, and then I went to our library and saw which videos our library had that were the creation-based things. So that was really cool because we got a lot of, I think there's ones like The Incredible Creatures That Defy Evolution, very informative once again. And so because you never hear about the creationist point of view, you hear in the media all of the evolutionist theory, and that's all you take for granted, and that's what you hear, and you think that's the truth, but then there's another side to it. So we do that, and I really enjoy it. So that's what we do for science. I don't know if I'll ever have anything of my own up, just because I'm not gifted to write about the layers of the earth and the different rock structures, and I might, we'll see how life gets, if I can get motivated to do something like that, but it's just not my interest, and so I don't have anything with that. Same thing with history. That's more of, we get videos and books on different time periods and learn that way. So, but that's what we do for science. So hopefully that gives you some information as how you can go about finding your own for your family. So you guys have a good day.